Welcome back into Momentous Struggle and our continuing coverage from Adepticon 2024. This is the fourth and final round of Adepticon's premier Showdown event featuring Duncan and Alec. Duncan is running Grand Inquisitor and Jedi Luke. The full list is Grand Inquisitor, Jango Fett, Fifth Brother, along with Jedi Luke, Stormtrooper Sergeant, and Bounty Hunters. Alec is running Mace Windu with General Kenobi, the full list being Mace Windu, Commander Pons, and the ARFs, along with General Kenobi, Commander Rex, and the 212th. Let's go ahead and jump into live coverage. So there we go, off and running, and they have flipped that. Stick to the plan.
So at the start of this unit's activation, refresh of 4s.
All right, and starts out with Grand Inquisitor here. That's the first card revealed. Watching Godliness play over the last couple of days, he's not much for reserving cards.
No, he will go.
He will just go ahead and okay, this is what you gave me. He's preparing for the Gideon meta, from what I can tell here. Just I'm going to go with whatever you give me. So he's basically going to use that tactic ability and run Fifth Brother right up towards that point. He's going to go ahead and move himself forward as well. And then he's going to go ahead and climb. A nice little climb up on top there. And I'm assuming, yep, he's going to go ahead and take cover. That should get him right within that range too. And go ahead and take control of that point. He will get that hunker token. He will control 3 points, and as I had previously alluded to, will not be scoring because he is the first player. And now we'll go back to Alec. Alec basically will just tell you he knows we'll go ahead and put those on those 2 points. He has pulled Mace, so we're going with
Interesting.
Right off the bat.
Wow.
Right off the bat, both primaries here.
This party's just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a party for sure. It's a Mace party. So I don't know what he's. Yeah, it looks like he was going to reserve that. And I think that probably was the best course of action there. Looks like that is the ARF. So yeah, going with the ARF troopers here because he actually has to. So looking at what he wants to do, I mean, he could. They are on that side. They are on the same elevation as the Grand Inquisitor. They're going to be. It looks like they're going to go ahead and do some defensive maneuvers here. So I don't think they're going to want to get into combat range into melee range, I should say, with the Grand Inquisitor here.
Oh no. You gotta shoot that guy.
So we're looking at 7 dice. Don't have the coordinated fire, of course, at this point in time.
So, talking about Inquisitors, there actually is a book about the creation of the Inquisitors. So, yeah. Careful positioning there, making sure that they did not get engaged with the Grand Inquisitor. But in that book, you find out that, Palpatine and his plans, he actually scouted Jedi that he thought he could turn to the dark side to become the first Inquisitors.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wild, right?
Yep. So looking at 4 successes. Just 1 block, reduce a crit to a hit, so basically 2 are going to be going through here. Crit to a strike.
Yeah.
So just basically going and 2 down the tree. Damage, pin, shove.
Inquisitor's on the gem sub side.
And Inquisitor is on his gem so side, so he is rolling 6 defensive dice here. So is going to shove.
Looks on suppressor right now.
Okay.
And he basically shoves him so he ends up down
Obi-Wan's,
on the bottom of that garage there.
I forgot what it's called.
So basically going to do another attack, still rolling 6 dice plus the 1 for that hunker token.
A lot of expertise on that one.
A lot of expertise.
I don't know if that's...
Really just what he's looking for here is to be able to reduce one of those to a... Yep, reduces one of those crits to a hit. So basically, again, 2 down the tree. The pin will hit again, so it'll be 3 damage, basically because that pin. Yep. And another shove.
Yeah, Daniel, that's actually a really cool detail in Grand Inquisitor's backstory. I was just surprised because I always just kind of thought that the Inquisitors were, Jedi that got captured like after Order 66, because they didn't really give us a lot of details, or if they did, I didn't know it from the Legends era, and so to find out that Palpatine and his machinations, he was behind. He was doing that right from the beginning, and behind getting people for the Inquisitors. Now, some of them were captured. There's more details, but you're here to talk Shatterpoint. We'll talk more Shatterpoint.
Yep. So we got the bounty hunters going. Bounty hunters. At least I think he's thinking about it. He's debating, looking at ranges and see if he can get them where he wants to. He's going to go ahead and put them in reserve, actually.
Oh, look at that.
Wasn't exactly what he was looking for. Okay, so Clone Trooper Sergeant. This is going to be an interesting one, and see what he's going to do here. He's doing a little shimmy. But no, that was an excellent turn there for Alec, basically being able to get that push off the point, flip the point into his side. So scoring the 3 points, getting him on his side, and that's really kind of where you want to be when you're looking at the overall on this objective. Is you want to at least maintain that 3-3 parity until you can break it. So
yes, yeah, you definitely don't want to fall behind and only score 2 at this point, because it's really hard to recover.
All right. So basically, paying 1 force for the payday ability is going to go ahead and give the bounty hunters the Empire tag.
Right? Very cool.
Exactly. Very cool. And so what that does is then he can basically use the ability that we get from the Stormtrooper Sergeant. So, and what the Stormtrooper Sergeant does is basically you allow your units to take some damage so that they can do a full advance. So basically it's the exonerable advance. He basically says, hey you, and punches them in the back of the head. Does the damage to them, and then they can both go ahead and do a full advance. And that's really great, because you're basically getting them all the way up there on top of the...
Yeah, the bounty hunters are honorary stormtroopers. That's all.
Yep. And basically looking to get them. Yep. And basically just moves that stormtrooper up to get him within range of that point down on the bottom of the floor, which he does indeed do. So now from the floor level, keep in mind, if there is a way for somebody to get up on top of that, they can go ahead and flip the point without any combat.
Yes.
And here comes Pawns.
Ah, yes. The tax for getting to play with Mace Windu.
And I don't think he's that bad. I mean, he has his charge ability, but it has to be another allied Galactic Republic character. So he does get to move somebody forward. He does have that, gives his stormtroopers that have hunker tokens immunity to expose, as long as they're within 3. Again, that's just clone troopers though, but he's playing a very clone-heavy list.
Right. And looks like he's moving General Kenobi up with charge.
Which is a great move, getting Kenobi all the way up into the fight for sure.
I play one on TV. Nice, Daniel. Nice. A lot of people are getting rambunctious around us, so if you see me looking around, it's because I'm like, who's yelling?
Well, we're getting close to the end of the day. I mean, it is 5:30 here. Players have been playing for 3 days straight. It is Worlds. We're putting a shot into Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Coordinated fire exposed.
So good.
A crit 4 hit, that expertise is going to turn into, it is a shot, so I believe it's going to turn into 2 more hits. Pretty fair
Pretty
amount
good.
of blocks, though.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty good blocks, though.
4 blocks, so it looks like 3 are going to go through here.
Yeah.
So,
Straight across the top.
straight across the top. So it should be a 5 damage shove pin, or shove. Is he really?
Yeah,
Was
because
there-
of the earlier attack with.
I completely forgot about that earlier attack. It's been a long one. So yeah.
Yeah, we're getting tired, everybody. I'm sorry, you're not getting a lot of story time with Aubrey. I'm
Wounded.
I'm
Is it
sleepy
wounded,
already.
pinned, and disarmed?
Long day.
Wounded, pinned, and disarm on Grand Inquisitor. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Grand Inquisitor got chucked in the fire, huh?
yeah. Alec is just coming out swinging with those clones. So all those people, he's like, he came here to show all those people that talk so bad about the clones and say the Galactic Republic ain't that good. He said, you know what? You're wrong. You dead wrong. Let's go get him, Alec.
Hey, I've accepted the fact that I just took the quick and easy path by jumping ship off of the Galactic Republic.
The path of the dark side is a little bit easier. I will say that.
Yep.
It's all right, though. I'm happy with it. All right, so Luke goes. Luke is going to go ahead and refresh a force because that is his tactic ability, allows him to refresh a force right off the bat. Pretty solid ability, to say the least. Because he is like a...
And that jump.
Oh, no, it's a tactic ability. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does get the jump as well. So since his card will not be in the order deck, he's going to be immune to a pin. He was immune to expose at the while it is in the order deck because of his identity. So again, like you were saying, he's kind of independent. He doesn't have a lot of tag synergy in any way. So that's why he kind of just fits in here with this Grand Inquisitor list, is because you can kind of plug and play Luke wherever you want.
Yeah, and he just has such great effects. I mean, I will not fight you when a character in this unit is targeted with a melee attack. You can use that ability, and basically after the attack is over, if there are 1 or more failures, he gets another jump and 2 recovers. So he's a flippy little boy.
He is indeed, and Prophet's really good as well. I think again this was part of the release for just earlier this month. We had five boxes released, all 4 of those being from the new era with Luke, the Luke box, the Vader box, and then both Ewok boxes. So seeing a lot of new models that are coming into the game here, and we're going to be seeing a lot more coming up in the next couple of months. We got Hondo's going to be coming out here pretty soon.
This is the way.
This is the way box with the Mandos. The Bad Batch is going to be coming out. So a lot of amazing stuff. The Grand Inquisitor list is pretty wild. It is. It seems like it is a lot of powerful plays. I would say it doesn't seem like it's very easy to pilot. From what I understand, Godliness here does get a lot of reps in with this team. He was telling us when he walked in, if you look at Longshank's ratings, he's one of the top players when it comes to Inquisitors. So definitely someone who has the reps in for sure with this list, and he knows exactly what he's wanting to do for sure.
And you are right. It does appear to be very skill intensive. I know I am learning stuff as we go from some of the interactions and the way Godliness plays this list. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yep. So really didn't do any combat actions there, just kind of did some moving around to go ahead and capture that point up on the top of your screen there, the one on that tower. So that's where we're looking at right now. what he and basically we're going back to Alec at this point in time. So we are gaining a lot of momentum here. So they're just going 3 and 3 back and forth.
Yep.
Keep on ending up on that 0. So we are about halfway down the momentum track right here with all of that momentum going on. And he did go ahead and pull our boy Sexy Rexy.
Yeah, and look at that. It got Obi-Wan up even further, right? That he moved Obi-Wan with Rex's ability. Oh, no, maybe he just moved himself. It looks like he just moved himself. There we go.
I mean, getting him up into the fight like that seems reasonable.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
Seems absolutely reasonable to sit there and get him up into the fight like that.
They're really having a hard time. Godliness is having a hard time with that ladder.
Yeah, I think he just finally gave up and just is going to let it sit there on the ground. He's, he'll deal with that when it comes around. Who are we attacking into? Oh, well, I will get more.
Looks like a move action.
Alex just trying. It looks like he's just trying to make sure he can get line of sight based off of where he is going to be positioning his model. All right, so he used coordinated fire expose, shooting into the bounty hunters.
Oh,
with Rex.
He moved Mace up with Rex.
Oh, that makes sense.
There it is. Okay.
So basically, that.
Thank you. See, I need help too. Thank you, Chip.
So basically, just the one crit going through here, just doing the 2 damage, just one down the tree, scoring the 3 again.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And I'm gonna take a look and see if there's a way to break parity.
Oh,
Jango.
If somebody can, it's Jango.
Yeah, that is
Jango.
And with having Grand Inquisitor the bounty hunters, I think are still in reserve.
Yeah, the bounty hunters are in reserve.
So with having the bounty hunters still in reserve, there was no choice other than to utilize Jango here. So it's kind of just measuring out, where he needs to be to put a shot down into the ARF troopers here. Looks like he should be able to, and what the plan is here is to do a focus and then be able to get an attack off. And I think he's going to be able to pull that off here. Worst case scenario, yes, he's going to force to do a jetpack on top of that. So obviously he is not something he's going to want to do. All right, so he did go ahead and focus for that jetpack, for that jump, I should say.
Yep, and attacking the ARFs.
Yep. All right, that should turn into a crit with that expertise. So 2 crits. Yeah, he has a pretty good expertise chart. 3 blocks. Should at least block the other one. So the 2 crits are going to end up going through with Jango.
Wow, that was
3 and a strain on the ARF.
That was great rolls on both sides.
Right, yeah, definitely good. So now if he wants, so it looks like he's going to go ahead and do his jump. I don't think he's going to be able to stop, even if he does do his capture wire, it doesn't look like he will be able to move enough people off that point to stop it. But he is going to do that capture wire as well. Pulls ARFs off the point. Point will stay the same. Scoring 3 again onto the 0.
Wow.
Lots of momentum going on. So
they're getting pretty close there.
They are. They are getting very close. So so there is a path to victory here. I mean, a wound basically gets him there.
Yeah.
So, because he is going to be able to score 3. as of right now. The other option is finding a way to displace loot up top.
Which is not going to be easy to do.
The defensive rolls have been very strong.
Yeah, they have.
Apparently, my dice decided, I guess I can only play this game on Saturdays based off of the way my dice have been rolling.
Right? Yeah.
Because we know that it has nothing to do with just random number generation that would be on a dice. It's all about when the dice want to actually play.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
They have a mind of their own, whether people want to admit it.
So it looks like it's going to be the 212. Yes, yeah.
212 is an interesting play here. And again, we don't want to go too much into it, but 2 defensive maneuver for these guys. 2 successes does give them a shove. If they're going to be able to get into a position to go ahead and get a shot off on Luke, they can shove him off that point, depending on how everything goes there. So they defensive move it forward. We'll take a look and see what they're going to do, what Alex's line of play is. I mean, he's definitely one at the table. He's the one who's doing all of this great play here. So I am not one to second guess any lines of play he is actually going to be taking. He is the man that is 3-0 at the table here right now.
Right.
Yeah, the ARFs. No, he is. Luke is not in the order deck anymore, so he is immune to pin, not.
Yeah, no, they're talking about the ARFs have a strain.
Oh, got it.
Shooting at the bounty hunters. So the ARFs have 4 damage and a strain, meaning you cannot use their coordinated fire, or else it will wound them on the spot.
I'm glad you're able to pay attention to all this.
Hey, we're getting tired. Thank you for helping us out, everyone. This is the 3rd day. Todd and I are going to work on getting some sleep tonight.
Yeah. But there is quite a few that go down the tree there. But again, it's so the full 6 damage, or is it 2 damage and exposed? He got 3, right?
It's
oh, okay.
The expertise.
The expertise got him there. Okay.
Yeah. So because of the expertise, it's going to be 4 damage. Pin, shove, and expose.
All right, so now looks like the judge might have to jump in here really quick. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so there's... Look.
Yeah, they're clarifying the timing on expose. So notably, what happens is okay. So you attack an exposed unit.
Clarifying the exposed and getting re-exposed.
Yeah. So once you have rolled your dice and you see your results and you're like, okay, I don't get to use my expertise. That is when the expose gets removed.
Yeah.
And then, because there's an expose on their chart, they will get exposed again.
And I think that they're in agreement here. I think it was just... So 1 off of the exposed and then 1 off. So there's going to be another 3 damage here because the pin was already on them from the first attack. Another damage from there, and then the damage from the expertise. So 3 more damage going on, basically. And I think they're just trying to get that figured out as far as which one goes which. It isn't going to put the bounty hunters down.
Remember, they've been...
Yeah, we're 3 rounds in at this point.
They're going to be getting tired too.
Yeah, 4 rounds in. I mean, it's been a...
did he use...
Yes, he did use expose on the first attack. That expose came off after the attack, and that basically it was attacked into expose twice. The ARFs didn't take damage.
What? We need more time. Oh, you're telling. I'm like, what do you mean we need more time?
But either way, that ends the struggle there.
Yes. Okay. So, the second struggle is going to be we need more time, and the ability on that is press forward at the start of this unit's activation. Each character in this unit may dash. This is my favorite of the Shatterpoint abilities that you get in this mission pack. Okay, this one? Okay, so, and they are, they've chosen
Correct.
the top,
ARFs were string.
the top one, so, yeah. Anyway, so, that means that it's going to be making sure I've got the orientation correct here, because they're moving the objectives around. Yeah, so it's going to be the top.
Correct. Yeah, the expose was from a previous attack, not from the ARFs.
Correct.
The ARFs did not take damage from strain. There was a previous attack that had that the expose on there. The problem that they were running into with that we needed a judge call was when the expose is going to be removed and then a new one being applied. But yes, that was fine. Looks like we're going back to another more clarification for the judge by Alec. And again, like players are trying to make sure that when you're getting to this level, they want to make sure that they are understanding the rules properly and that they're being conveyed properly. So we definitely, because this is a winning into the top 8.
Right. Yeah. The winner of this is going to top 8. So. It looks like it's
right, so the bounty hunters are going to be going here.
Top left and right objectives in the back, and then the center objective are the active ones. So we know where to look.
Yep. And then the nice thing is on this overhead view, you can really kind of see it. So it's like that center objective, top right above, or right below, I guess above that taller gantry, and then down in between the raised gantry and the little small unit there, or small piece there, is where you're going to be having those 2 points. And from left to right, you're looking at the shield for the point. The center is going to be the expertise, and then the failure is going to be for the upper right-hand side on godliness' side.
Yeah. Hey, Dan.
Right, and it does look like finally got the clarifications from the judge between Alec, and it looked like we're jumping back in.
What was the question?
Bounty hunt, and again, Godliness was just kind of going along because he wants to make sure he's not losing as any more time than they already have, especially since he did not win that first struggle. He wants to make sure he has enough time to try and get those 2 struggles back. So bounty hunters move forward onto that center point. Bounty hunters are over there moving as well. Looking like they're trying to stay within that range too. That fantastic of hat in the way, unfortunately. But yep, looks like we're good to go. Kind of just checking ranges on everybody, seeing where he can go ahead and get some shots off at. Bounty hunters are going to focus. So they on the So the on the trail ability is what got that movement that they had on there. So that tactic ability of on the trail allows them to move forward. They went ahead and focused. All right. So we're going to go for a attack right into the ARFs here. So yeah, basically it was like the biggest conversation that they were having there was trying to determine when the expose is removed during the attack step, and they just wanted to make sure that we were giving clarification that it's removed after determining results on step 7, and then reapplied on the stance tree. All right, so here comes the defensive roll.
I have 1 success. So it's 5.
Okay, so basically the cock dice is saying it doesn't matter what that goes, you're still gonna block it with what's going through. So only the one crit is going to go through. 3 damage to the ARFs. Oh, and the wall is going back down again. Going to get loud. Basically, that means they're closing up the vendor hall side of everything. So yeah, with that closing down, we are probably going to get a little bit of noise as the walls go down. All right, so looking here, got another crit. Removes those failures. 4 expertise. It's going to be 1 crit, 1 damage. So 2 crits total.
Oh, you do have the
And that is a wound on the ARFs. So he is going to go get some momentum there. Scoring just the 2 points. And here we go. Is going to be at that it's underneath it's going to be the center point is going to be the priority objective.
Yep, there we go. Oh, what is happening?
And it looks
around
like
us?
like 212, I believe, is that who we got here?
Yep, that is the 212.
We got the Shatterpoint card. They already had the 212.
It's Shatterpoint time!
So, yep, he's got the Shatterpoint card coming up here.
Yes, so just so everybody knows what was going on, the clarification that they were getting earlier before we started the struggle was about climb. So as a reminder, climb is one of the options you can take as a move action, but you can't just turn out of sequence movement or other abilities into climb unless you have scale.
Correct. All right, Obi-Wan is going to hello there, and then move again. Going into the bounty hunters again, looking to try and get that second wound on the bounty hunters. So it should be a 7 dice attack, I think, here. Coordinated fire exposed, so only 2 blocks. I see 2 crits in there. 1 expertise. So 5 down the tree. Five down the tree here for Alec with Obi-Wan Kenobi here into those bounty hunters.
Oh, did I miss? Hello there.
You did.
No! Chad, I failed you.
All right, so it looks like he's going to be doing a total of 8 damage. 8 damage. It's going to be a shove, disarm, expose, and a jump.
Wow.
I believe that is going to wound them again.
Yes. I know, Rusty. I had one job and I failed. I was just trying to get you all the information I can.
All right.
I know, Rusty. I have failed you.
So yeah, basically moves that struggle tracker basically back onto his side, gets that momentum from that wound. Draws the fifth brother. I don't believe he indicated what point it's going to be on. Hasn't quite rolled for that. I'm just taking a look, kind of figuring out what he wants to do here. Going to be on the failure side, which is, of course, back where that point that Obi just took.
Oh, they are
Closing the walls.
closing the walls next to us, so you might hear a little bit of sound coming from that. It's very loud.
All right, so really kind of going in here, trying to figure out what the best line of play is for that. Because, I mean, again, this is the winning in. Doesn't have quite the advantage that you would hope to have as the player that lost Struggle 1. So he's really trying to make sure that he can find that line of play that's going to definitely help him turn that back into his advantage.
Yep, it's getting rowdy in here. Oh boy.
It is. Yep. So he went ahead and put them into reserve.
It's Shatterpoint time.
So now that opens up some options here with basically putting fifth brother into reserve and being able to pull that shadow point. It kind of opens up what is going to be the best line of play for godliness here.
Yep.
Is refreshing the force and going with Luke. So that refresh the force and jump and bringing him back down. Getting right in the face of his mentor in his mentor's younger days. Says, you know what? I remember when you were an old man and were too frail and lied to me about my father. So I'm going back in time and I'm going to be upset with you about it and let you know how I feel.
That's
He's getting in his feels.
Well, this is angry Luke.
This is angry Luke.
Luke can do that.
Yeah. Angry Luke's going to tell you how get all up in them feels. It's really hard to see if they are. I believe they did because I believe that's a blue point on that as well. So it's really hard to determine. I believe Alec has all 4 points from what I can tell.
Yeah. It is on there. It's just even we are struggling to see it. So yeah. See?
So Alec. So looking at it here, Alec has all 4 points at this point in time, and that's again what godliness is looking to try and overcome at this point in time.
Yeah, so interesting Star Wars behind the scenes lore. So apparently, originally, Obi-Wan was supposed to survive and be the one who trained Luke all of those years. But this wasn't a George decision. This was, what is her name? I'm blanking on her name. But anyway, someone else suggested, well, it would raise the stakes of the story and the emotion of the story, because Obi-Wan wasn't really going to do anything. He was just going to be on Yavin 4 with Leia and the rebels, not up in the air. And so he was just going to kind of stand around for half the movie. And so, and you already had Leia being the one who's like worried and watching and everything. Like you already had a character who you're invested in, a main character on the base. And so the whole reason that Yoda exists is because of this one decision that was made in A New Hope to add gravitas to the story.
Interesting. So basically, 2 points scored by godliness takes that to the momentum tracker. or the struggle tracker. 2-0, you get some points there. Obi-Wan is coming from the top of the deck. So we got Obi-Wan again, another Obi-Wan activation.
Hello there.
And then we also are going to still have Mace coming out of reserve. So Mace is in reserve for Alec, and Fifth Brother is in reserve for Godliness.
I know, Rusty. Spoilers on a 40-year-old movie. Can I math? Almost 50-year-old movie. Oh boy.
Coordinated fire pin. Who's the attack going into?
Attacking the Stormtrooper Sergeant.
Stormtrooper Sergeant getting attacked here.
Wow.
Oh my. That is unfortunate.
That is definitely unfortunate. Wow. Because those were all strikes.
They could have all potentially been blocked. All strikes, yeah.
Could have been blocked.
5 failures.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the dice. That was the dice. The dice definitely.
Remember, those are Todd's dice.
Yeah.
Those are Todd's dice. Your dice fell asleep again.
Yeah, it looks that way. That is breaks my heart to see that happen sometimes when the dice just are not going to be on your side.
Hey, dice are gonna dice.
Yeah.
It's just they could have been crits, so you at least feel less bad about it. But
I mean, so he scores 3 there, moves the tracker. And here's ultimately the bigger thing. Looking at tiebreakers now for Godliness, he really needs to get another struggle, because that's one of the first things we look at is the amount of struggles that they've won. There are a lot. I know that there are multiple people that are going to be 3-1 that have lost 2-0. So I mean, that might come into play here for some other players. Looking at that, so this is kind of pivotal that he is going to want to try and get that get the struggle if possible, but it is quite the uphill climb at this point in time. Alec is just 2 slots away. He really needs to turn some points around if possible. So Fifth Brother.
Yeah. Wow.
I think he's only sitting on 2 force right now too. So the nice thing with that is that does give you the Fifth Brother ability, but he's only going to have 1. He's only really going to be able to use 1 of those abilities for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a. This is a pivotal moment in this game.
Correct. So I don't think he wants to use force push or a force jump here. I mean, it might be as simple as doing a.
Yeah, I think this is the time to do the Star Killer move where you fire off the force in all directions and send people flying.
So he moves there, and is he going to use the force repulse? Yeah, he uses the 2 for the force repulse. Going to push them 2. He wins ties, so as long as he's getting somebody off the point, he should be good to go. Yep, force repulse. And it's all that is. Each character within range 2 of him gets pushed.
Right.
So
Notably,
so
it would push.
There should be no ties here at any point. So it is going to take that center point back for him. Going to push those bounty hunters. And those are his bounty hunters. So he's pushing his bounty hunters out of the way. Actually, it looks like he's leaving the bounty hunters back on top because they can't go all the way down. And basically, would be a move.
There must be a
something blocking from being able to go down.
Yeah, there must be something blocking it.
And they're going to call the judge in to just clarify this one.
So the fan gets pushed as well, but he would land on top of that terrain, so he has to back up until he wouldn't. So he's basically right there.
Yeah. So for the overlapping purposes, basically, he's going to be back on that terrain where he was.
Thank you.
So basically, yeah, let us flip that point back. Only going to be the 1 point, though. I think it goes. Oh no, we got 3 here. Back to 0.
Yeah, because that was the priority, I believe, right? Oh, but
it's back to 0. Got momentum again. So now Alec has 3.
Oh, it's still gonna be tight.
And now it comes to Mace. And the nice thing was for Alec here, he did use that ability earlier to get Mace a little bit farther up the board.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to use that Mace bubble this entire game because Mace has just been sitting there not doing anything. Priority point is going to be the failure at the very back.
Ooh, that roll is tough.
Bounty hunters are currently wounded. Looks like, yeah, this is a rough one. I mean, depending on where he is and everything, he might be able to get back there and get on that point. Yeah, it's going to be close. And they're kind of measuring everything out right now, trying to determine.
Yeah, now is the time to use your time.
Without a doubt. I mean, they can't. Oh my goodness! And the human earthquake construction machines do it again. Oh my goodness! You know what we didn't do is our last. So I got so involved in this game that I didn't get to give away
the giveaway.
The giveaway. Right. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that here. I want to let this one play out. And this one I'm going to be looking for multiple character names. And I am leaving the sequel trilogy for a different series of movies. For the question, for my trivia question.
Which one?
It will be the prequel trilogy. I will be asking a question from there.
So, refreshing.
And I think he's still going in the tank. So here's what we're going to do. In Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious killed 4 Jedi when they confronted him. I want the full names of all 4 Jedi that Darth Sidious killed. Whoever can answer that first with all 4 names will win the Adepticon bottle.
Oh no!
This was.
I think I only know 3 of them. I don't remember the other guys. Oh.
So yeah, that is the trivia question while we're watching everyone go here. And again, this will unfortunately only to our local United States people. So rough question. I know this is going to take a little bit of time. Who are the 4? The full names of the 4 Jedi.
Sorry, what's the question?
Well, we're going to go with Mace Windu did because we have not technically seen him rise from the dead at this point in time. So you can say, since you're going to set that already, Mr. Prince, you can sit there and say the other 3 names. Since you've already said that one.
Question is faulty. I mean, we didn't see a body.
There you go, Samuel Sweeten with the answer. It was Agent, and I'm assuming that was just a Google spelling. It's Kolar.
Yeah.
I'll give that to you.
We'll give
Fisto.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll give it to you.
Sesame, and again, it's 2 ends in 10. That's fine.
Oh, Heather's getting tricky with you. So if Windu didn't die, another Jedi did die in that moment.
Okay, fair enough. But I think it was before that. Well, I guess you're right.
Darth Vader said he killed Anakin Skywalker.
Cheeky girl, you. Excellent, Sam. Go ahead and just send me a message, and I will get that mailed out to you when we. So right through, you know how to get a hold of me.
We've been telling you.
Yeah, so go ahead and get a hold of us through Facebook Messenger if you want to send me your information that way. And I'll get that Adepticon water bottle. Here, I'll show that one more time. For what you have won, Sam, the Adepticon water bottle is yours. And basically tune back in tomorrow. Like they are neck deep in this right here, because this is a lot going on here. Basically, we got the judge holding stuff, looking for measurements, trying to make sure that everything is correct.
That was such a good question. I should have typed the answer out with his name there instead of Windu.
That would have been funny.
I like it. That's awesome. Okay.
And the failure.
So,
again, really needs a big point here. Uh-oh, head judge is coming back.
So we all agreed that the objective wasn't where it should be because it was overhanging. So everybody agreed that we would put it in the place where it was. And then we measured to a bottle over to the side that was within millimeters. And once you put the stick down, it was in.
Okay, so basically what all was happening there was one of the objectives was not in the location that it was needing to be. It was illegally placed because of the overhang. Both players and the judge agreed it needed to be legally placed, and then they would measure where that was, who was controlling that point, and then basically what had happened is that point remains with Alec at this point in time. And I'm just going to let Aubrey hold his hands up while I keep talking, because Aubrey wants to do the Shatterpoint noise, and he just can't, and it's going to explode. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and keep talking about. That's a good move by the judge to ensure that all of the points are accurately being placed, and we are getting accurate judgments off of the two of them. I think Aubrey's going to hurt himself right now, but that's okay. We're going to keep going on with this.
It's Shatterpoint time! You made me wait so long, Todd.
Yeah, that's fine. So it worked out well. So basically now we are going with, let's see, it was the Shatterpoint card. I think he's trying to determining who he wants to go with here.
The level of play here is so much fun to watch. I have been waiting for high-level Shatterpoint, and we're getting it, because I am amazed at how tight this back and forth tug of war has been.
Right.
And Rusty, you're right. Phone autocorrect was really bad on that answer, right? Because it should have said Anakin Skywalker died.
So he is going to go with Jango Fett here on that, with that Shatterpoint. And I believe that's his Shatterpoint ability to utilize the dash.
Hey, you need to get a job done. Jango is there for you.
And is he doing capture wire on Jango? I can't quite see. He's got his hat right in the way there.
Yeah, I think so. I can't.
I think our table cam froze, so I don't really can't. Let's see. All right, so nope. Maybe we can see a little bit of what he's trying to, a better view of what he's trying to do over here. I think he's got the range to, just trying to find that final placement. That is where he wants him to be. I think he's determined it. He is going to use.
Rusty, you're hurting me. You're hurting me here. Not as bad as Todd just did, but still.
I'm here to I bring the pain. So I believe it is a capture wire that we're looking at right here. So that one, I mean, that's such a great ability. One force.
Oh my word.
Yep, so he's going to go ahead and shove him to, I'm going to shove him, but I believe it's a pull him. Yeah, he's going to pull him range 2. He's going to go ahead and give him that pin now. And now Jango's just looking for someone to... I mean, he still has 2 actions at this point in time. Hasn't done either one of them. I don't know if he's looking at a potential focus and attack, or if he's looking at a move and attack.
Looks like we're just doing the attack right now. Oh, it looks like it's actually a melee attack on pawns.
So it is a melee attack on the pawns. 2 crit. Ooh, a lot of failures again.
Oof, yeah.
1 block.
3 damage strain on pawns.
3 damage and a strain on pawns. So just 2 down the tree. Now he's going to go ahead and make a move. Jetpack, I believe, for another force. Oh no, it was in the egress point. Flipping that point. Scoring 4 points.
Wow.
Great turn there.
Wow.
Great activation.
That was a lot.
Great
But
activation.
I mean, this is
full optimization of his Shatterpoint activation. ARFs have been pulled. Nothing.
Top right again.
ARFs getting pulled. We're going to take a look and see.
And the priority objectives in at top right again.
I will lose myself in the game on turn 0. Yes, you are.
Reserving the ARFs.
Yeah, reserving the ARFs. It's really, I think he's really looking for.
Oh.
And he pulls pawns.
Yeah, Daniel, this is getting exciting. Man, everybody around us is getting rowdy.
Well, I mean, Saturday night, it's 6 o'clock here in Chicago, 6:20. All right, I'm really just kind of looking at, like, what is the best activation. It's pawns, I don't know if it is in a fantastic space to get to that point itself.
Yeah, the draws
Both spots.
were tough.
Basically flips that point back. Scoring.
And brought it back to his side. This is still a close game.
We're looking to see, what he has. Fifth bonus reserves? The failure side. Going with Stormtrooper Sergeant.
Don't think we'll see a payday here because the bounty hunters are still wounded.
Yeah, they are still wounded. There's no reason to sit there and get them moving. This has been a very crazy struggle too.
A long struggle too. Like I am surprised. That does sometimes happen on Sabotage Showdown though.
And like we know, I mean, basically, this is really is even if Wheaties doesn't would win, he really needs to get this next struggle
Yeah.
for tiebreaker purposes.
Yeah.
Or Wheaties. Team Wheaties is what he's part of. Sorry. Golly, just
Wow, back to the middle again. Ooh. That's I think that might.
the shield. So the shield is going to be that back. Here, I'll go ahead and go back to our overhead view.
The 212.
Pulls the 212, man.
Wow.
So basically say that back point where I don't think the 212 can get there based off of where they're located.
Yeah, that's a lot of table. A lot of table to cover.
And if I recall, I can't recall off the top of my head, are the 212 got a wound on them?
The 212. Hey, Dan. Are the 212 wounded
Or are they injured?
or
Are
they
they
wounded
injured?
or injured or anything?
I don't believe they are. There's an injury on them?
They just have a hunker. Okay.
So no injury on them. So that basically that, and I was really wondering that for the purposes of defensive maneuver to see if that they
How
were
much
going to be
force?
how much force it was going to cost them to sit there and see if they could get themselves forward. And Alex just kind of thinking through his lines of play. Trying to make sure he's making the right lines here and getting everything in line as far as he needs and everything like that. I mean, this is a really pivotal activation because this could end up being the win,
Yeah.
depending on what he can end up doing here.
Although the way things have been going, I mean, it's gotta get there, right?
Again, I mean that dice roll that Golly just had is really
Yeah.
really rough. That those 5 failures on 5 dice. Shooting into the Stormtrooper Sergeant here. Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit better of a roll there. Get those 2 failures out.
Yeah. There we go.
Just one success.
No, I think two. There must have been an exposed that he missed or something because he took his.
A pin, 3 damage, and a shove.
Yeah.
The shove being the most important piece
Yeah.
there. Now the 212 is going to go into him again. Shooting the sergeant again. All right. My goodness. Okay. That expertise goes through 2 blocks. Basically going to be 1 again.
Yep. But already got the shove, which was.
4 more damage shove exposed, so the blocks were already taken out.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't wound him here, but yep, defensive maneuver to get on the point here. And this will only score 2 points. That wound doesn't quite get him there.
Ooh. That is unfortunate.
See, and the interesting thing here is you have only he got pretty excited there for a second. Thought he won.
Almost.
All right, here comes 5th brother,
I'm just.
and the
looking at-
center point. We're still up. Yeah.
We're still going.
We have it. Yes.
Have it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for checking.
Yeah. We're still up. Sorry about that, guys. Like, apparently some people at the next line over lost their internet feed and were like wanting to make sure that we still had ours. So, yep, we're still up and running.
Yeah. Sorry, distracted. People are playing with cords, and I'm like, don't do. We're almost there. Don't do anything.
Yep, stream is live.
Yeah, no, we are still going. But thank you for confirming, Rusty.
You get strained as well. Comes up later.
Strained as well.
He's immune to expose he would have gotten because he has.
Got it.
Ah.
Is Hunkert immune to expose? Yep. Utilizing that ability that he has to go, a force repulse to just move everybody off that point.
Yep. He says that point is mine.
That is going to be the 2-pointer. Looks like he's going to force jump.
Ah, come on,
I think
Rusty.
that scores 3 points.
You have a 100% win rate against me in Shatterpoint. Come on.
All right, so that scores 3 points again. Now the center point is the live point again.
Still the center point's priority.
Ooh. Okay.
So we have the ARF in reserve, or we can go ahead and flip from the top of the order deck. Shatterpoint.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. It's Shatterpoint time.
This is going to make something of a difference here at this point in time, because with having Shatterpoint,
Yeah, this is...
opens up the door for a lot of possibilities.
Because a wound would be ideal. And looking at the time right now, we're getting there.
I think we still have some time left, but yeah, they're kind of going in the tank here. This is a pretty pivotal turn, so he's basically taking a look, kind of looking to see what are the best options, best lines of play. And I believe he's going with Mace. Sorry, we are about four feet away from the table, so sometimes we aren't able to get all of the information that we need as far as who's going where and everything like that. Dan, who is he activating?
Rex.
Okay, so he's activating Rex.
Ah, okay. So using Rex's ability to get a move on, soldier.
So basically what he's looking at,
Shooting Fett brother getting exposed by the ARFs.
so going to get exposed from the ARFs, shooting into Fifth Brother for expertise.
Spyglass monocles. Yeah, we need it. We need a pirate's, wow, telescope. I'm like brain words.
Yeah, 4 expertise basically is going to be 2 crits here. Blocks 1, so 5 down the tree. That's going to be his full tree.
Wow.
Rex's full tree here. going along the bottom track, and the key part of that is he's getting the 2 shoves. And that's 2 shoves is where you need to be to get someone off of the point. So
The
I'm doing those
reposition
2
is
shoves.
also very nice. You don't see Rex get that reposition very often.
No, this was a little rough.
Opera glasses.
Rex gonna use that reposition.
Yes, dear. Definitely. Opera glasses. That's what we need.
Position looks like it's in the range of the ingress.
So basically, yep, that gets Rex onto that point. I know that's scoring 3.
It's over, 5th brother. Rex has the high ground.
Scoring 3. Still going to the. Still not letting out the
Wow. This is a slog. This is the end of the fight when you get tired and you're just kind of like ambling over to the person and be like, I gotta get one more hit in.
Yeah,
I gotta get one more hit in.
It feels like that fight with Wrecker and the baby Rancor in Clone Wars, where they're just so tired but still beating on one another. It's just going pound for pound.
Yeah.
And what a fight!
Yes, that is exactly right.
I mean, we're really just kind of figuring out here who is Wrecker and who's the Rancor right now, because both of them are just amazing. Exactly what a struggle.
Oh.
It's almost momentous, the struggle.
Which, remember everyone, if you love hearing Todd's sultry voice, we do have a podcast called Momentous Struggle. It might be about Shatterpoint. It might also feature Storytime with Aubrey if you'd like to hear Star Wars stories and other stories, all the stories.
All right, so it looks like we're going with the bounty hunters here. They are on the trail. Looks like he's trying to,
Bounty Hunter's focus. Chandler Finn is hitting the 212.
bounty hunters focus and attack into the 212. So really just the one crit going through here. So it's either 2 damage or 1 damage and a shove.
And this.
2 damage on him. Yep. 2 damage on the 212. Here goes the second
2
attack.
on the 212.
A crit, 4 expertise. That's going to be a hit and a damage, I believe. I think it was two criticals there. I don't know if they were in melee or not.
Yes. Is Wrecker one of your favorite characters in Star Wars?
Moochie, yeah.
Yeah, I am excited. I want to play the Bad Batch with General Kenobi. I think it's going to be so much fun.
I think that's going to be a solid team. So I think he scores 3 there. Got some momentum. Oh, I mean, like, this is anyone's game. So and they left the battlefield.
Oh, that's
The bounty hunters are now gone.
Oh, that's right. They did have a. They did have a. 2.
That was their second wound, yeah.
2 wounds. Yeah.
So he rolls and gets the. Yep, has ARFs and reserves. Really kind of looking at it. So he needs to score at basically 4 points here, or 3. and some sort of a momentum. And I don't. So he has 3 cards in his order deck.
His deck is Obi-Wan, Mace, and Rex.
Obi-Wan, Mace, Rex are all in his deck.
Wow, those are all.
And then
some
he's
pretty heavy
got
hitters.
and then he's got the 2/12th in reserve, or is it ARFs in reserve? I think it's the ARFs in reserve.
So we just clarified that the intention was to play with the ladders as if they're kissing the terrain, but we have them backed off so they don't fold.
Okay.
The measurements are as if they were glued to the bottom.
Got it. So basically, what they're looking at here is just trying to give a little bit of clarification where the ladders are leaning a little bit against the terrain. The reason being is so that they're not flopping all over the place, but they are playing them as if they are glued directly to the piece of terrain, so that is how they're measuring for their ingress points. That is fantastic, Snacklish. So he's going to basically get 2 boxes of the Bad Batch, so he can have ones with helmets and one without helmets. I like that. I mean, and they're going to be just fun. There's so many different schemes to paint them. I mean, there's so many different ways like you can sit there and paint them throughout the series. So I mean, you can really explore a lot with like what you want to do with the Bad Batch in those paint schemes. So it'll be outstanding to see what you can do there.
They were restrained, so they took the damage. They didn't really care.
Yeah.
Move, now they're taking cover.
Move, take cover.
Yep.
Defensive maneuvers.
They're going to defensive maneuver for the extra force, leaving only 2 force up, notably. I mean, I think he's really just trying to sit there and get on that point.
Oh, magnets are too easy. Nah. You just got to get 2 boxes. There's nothing wrong with that. I kind of want to get another Luke box. I mean, money, but because I kind of want both versions. Like
Right.
it's cool, all of the options we're getting in these boxes.
So he's scoring 3 points, I think, here. 2 points.
Ooh.
1,
Wow.
2, 3. So now there's 3. Now it comes down to he pulls Luke.
Oh, I feel you, Quincy. I feel you.
All right. So he gets the shield in the back, which is probably like, I don't know if that was the most optimal roll for him. The priority is the shield in the back, and he got 2 of the 2/12 there.
Yeah. Exactly. Mortgages stink. But I like my house.
Yeah.
I like my house.
The 2/12 were wounded? They are wounded. Okay.
Ah.
Did the strain do that to him? Did the strain do? Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking that they
Yeah,
just utilized the ARFs. Got it.
He was thinking he was taking the left objective because he got the ARF trooper there, but he forgot that the 212 was wounded.
Got it.
So
Basically, again, like getting tired of there. So he didn't flip that back objective.
This has been a slog.
Yeah, because of the fact that the 212 are wounded, even though he put the ARFs there. Yes, there are 2 models there, but only one is actually not wounded or injured, so he wasn't able to basically flip that back point, and that's where we are right now. So basically,
stack the ARFs.
gonna attack into the ARFs here with Luke. Looking at 1 crit.
That's a
5. Ooh, a bunch of failures. I think that's going to be just 2 blocks, so 4 down the tree for the Jedi Luke. They are at mission critical.
Oh, dun dun dun.
That might be the one key piece of...
That's going to be the change here.
Yeah, because like that's going
Getting
to get
mission
him...
critical is going to...
If he wounds the ARFs here... So he wounds the ARFs, going to get the mission critical.
Wow.
Going to score enough points to get that.
Right?
Which, again, I think this was for whoever ends up winning this one. Because I don't know. I think we're going to be going to time here. and it's really going to be a kind of almost a coin flip at that point. Basically, it can be any person's game.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically at Mission Critical, that means we have 30 minutes left. Very tense, Quincy.
I know. I'm starting to feel this one.
Right?
Oh boy.
Can either profit or be destroyed.
Oh, either profit or be destroyed. And who is he doing that into? Okay.
We're working on that.
So we're going. Luke's doing his profit,
You can either profit by this or be destroyed.
which is again fantastic ability, and I think it's again that I cannot wait. I mean, we've been getting ready for Adepticon, so we really haven't had a lot of time to put reps into playing these newly released models. I can't wait to start getting the practice with them because we were just doing into Obi-Wan, so he's going to profit into Obi-Wan here, and basically Alec here is kind of reading into. I think he's again newer model, a little bit unfamiliar, and I think this is one thing that I've learned from playing other games is if you don't understand or don't know what's on the card, like, ask to read the card, and that's why I like that he's doing that. Ooh, 2 crits, 1 expertise that didn't turn into a 3rd crit.
Wow.
Rough one from Obi-Wan here.
Ooh.
Reduces one of those though to a failure.
Yep.
2 going through into Obi-Wan with basically just a secondary force ability. 3 damage, 2 shoves because he was on his Therese side.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's what you want. That's what you want, right?
Yeah. I mean, this has been a brutal game. Lots of wounds, lots of damage going out, just beating up on everybody. I am sure Godliness and Alec both are just going to be ready to.
Oh, now they're running.
Yep. Now we're going to Mission 3.
Okay.
Moving as quickly as possible, playing as quickly as possible here. It's like, and that's
Find the escape tunnel.
find the escape tunnel is going to be this. This is where the being able to make those clean plays that they're wanting to make. Well, at the same time, wanting to ensure that you're moving as quickly as possible.
Yes, absolutely. So this one is stick to the plan at the start of this unit's activation refresher force. So we're on.
So looking at the V, basically the bottom, middle, and the top on both right and left is what we're looking at here. Because Godliness wasn't who on priority.
Yeah, I'm getting so tired. I forgot who the first player was for a second. I'm like, which way is it?
And basically everybody, with how that last mission was going, everybody is on the far side of the board, basically, the top side of the board. There might be somebody that...
Grand Inquisitor's hanging out by the garage. He's getting his bike worked on, I guess.
Apparently, but at the same time, he's like not...
Yeah, he's not.
He's not in range of that point.
In range, yeah.
There is, I believe that's pawns on the behind those crates, but I'm still not sure if he's within range 2 or not. It's pretty close, but I think that's pawns. Almost positive. It's got to be because it's not Rex. So yeah.
Which judge? Okay.
So did he pulled Rex here? It looks like.
Yeah, he pulled Rex. So it looks like he's moving. Sounds like he's moving Obi-Wan.
Moving Obi-Wan with the get a move on soldier. How dare a captain talk to his general that way?
Right. Get a move on, soldier. Sir. Checking to see who's left.
Yeah. Colleen is taking a quick look at what's left in the order deck there. No one what's going to be coming. Trying to see what's coming up. Winning again. They're moving quickly here. Again, trying to make sure they're making the right plays. It's a fine line of like playing quickly. All right, now Rex is going to be shooting into Stormtrooper Sergeant. He's like, I am the superior trooper.
Yeah. Yeah. My money's on Rex here. Although that Stormtrooper Sergeant's no pushover.
Not one at all. That was a crit. Yep, changed it back.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, we're getting tired over here, but we're having fun. We're having fun.
So it looks like 3 going through here. Look.
Three spaces along the bottom.
3 along the bottom. All right, so basically it's going to be shove, shove, damage, 2 damage, and 2 recovers.
Two follow-ups.
The two follows will get him. Basically, it looks like we'll be able to get him onto the point potentially. There is just a bunch of models just hanging around that top right point.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's exactly going on in that spot there. Yeah.
Well, not just that. I mean, like looking at who's going to be on, like being if they can actually get within range 2 of that point based off of all the models.
Same point as the priority.
All right, priority stays in the same spot, but there is Grand Inquisitor.
Using him, but he's healing up because he's been wounded forever.
Oh, that's right. He's been wounded all that time too.
Yeah.
Man.
Grand Inquisitor is going to move and jump on top of that, take that ladder up because there is an egress point right underneath that little tiny gantry.
Yeah, that's what's cool about the garage. It's got all the stuff. It even has a little ladder in there.
So he's just going to make sure he's placing within range 1. I think is he just taking cover? No.
Yeah, we try to point it out every time. We know.
Well, and the rule is half this piece of terrain yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've almost every round we've described the garage in detail.
Yeah, basically they're just making sure that we explained that there is that ladder right underneath that little tiny gantry that allows them to climb up there.
All the different terrain stuff. And you have like
All right, now here comes. It looks like he's going with an attack. I believe this is in. I am not. Okay, so Fifth Brother is going to use his Enfeeble to expose Mace, and then is going to be a saber throw into Mace. It was a 5 dice attack there into Mace. 3 critical successes are going to end up going through here.
He takes 5 damage and a strain.
5 damage and a strain total into our friend Mace Windu.
Yeah, I'm just concerned.
All right. Ending on 0, scoring to. Again, this is going to go fast here. I mean, the players are playing at a very, very fast pace. Pulls Obi-Wan, the general who he be. And looking to see what kind of moves he can make here. We know he's at least going to get 1 momentum when we end this. And really kind of go, again, definitely want to go and make sure you're making all of the right decisions when you can here. So So we know the bottom point is controlled by godliness. And I believe the top 2 points at this point in time are both controlled. I don't think anybody controls the top left point at this time because I think it is still a tie. Top right is going to be controlled by Alec. And overall looking at it, it's like he's again doing a lot of measurements, just trying to make sure he's getting in the right spot here. Just
Don't-
moving the trooper on the other side.
Don't worry, chat. I'll tell you what the judge and I were talking about, but I want to talk about it after the match is over. So no worries. Hang tight.
Yeah, definitely a lot of back and forth to try. So Mace moves up onto that point.
Wow.
Also, it was Mace that he ended up. He put Obi into reserve, pulled Mace. Mace moves up onto that point.
Flip the Jedi Master side on
So, is he
Mace.
on Mace? Yeah, I think he's on Mace.
He meant Mace, but the Jedi. He's on his Jedi Master side.
Okay. And we're looking at 3 successes, I think.
So he gets 3 damage, 2 shoves through.
3 damage, 2 shoves. So it was only 2 successes going through on this one. So 3 damage, 2 shoves. Yep. Flipped onto the Jedi Master side because he really wanted those shoves on Jango. Scoring 3, gaining the momentum. Coming up just a little bit short.
Wow.
Jango, back point that
Jango.
back on the right here. So
Man,
basically-
that priority objective's now bouncing around.
Yeah. So really what we're looking at here, though, I mean, we're looking in about 20-ish minutes or so left, right? What we say on everything that we're looking at. We don't have a running clock next to us, but about that amount of time is roughly what we're looking at here. Jango can jump back on. He's going to capture wire.
Yep. So that capture wire is
Coming in very handy.
very nice. Very nice.
I forgot Mace had strain, so he blamed Jedi now from last turn.
Yep. So he forgot that Mace had strain, so basically going to put take that 3 damage from strain there.
Mace has had 8 damage.
Yep. It has Ace on 8 damage total on him. He goes ahead and strains. Are going to shoot into Mace.
Hey, we appreciate you providing support. That is awesome. And hey, you can learn how to you can learn how to play Shatterpoint with us. You can come play with us. Yeah. Maybe. All right.
Not a whole lot going through there.
Yeah, that.
Basically just the crit from the expertise.
So Mace is at 10.
Basically doing 2 damage, not enough to wound
Not
him.
enough to wound him. Wow. There's been so many, just like one more success.
Basically, I think it's like scoring just 2.
So we'll get momentum for that, but this is.
Well, no, I
looking-
mean, I think this is game.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
He gets the
think
back
this might
point
be-
there.
I think this might be it. Yeah, basically coming down to not wounding Mace is what's gonna.
Well, I mean, he's going to get momentum. I don't know if they're even realizing this, but he's going to get momentum. He has. Just want to double check here. Oh, so Jango has the top and the top left and the bottom. Right now, he only has the 1 point, as Alec does. He only has the 1 top right point. So that's kind of where we are at. He's basically looking at how can he, because he has to flip 2 points, or get another wound in here. Basically, it's either he's going to get the momentum from the mission critical. So
The thing is can he even move Obi-Wan because of how many units are all around that point?
well, I guess what I'm saying is like where Obi-Wan is, and again, we don't have a really good view as far as which the units are
Yeah.
all on top. Oh, that's fine.
Ryan's going to attack Fifth Brother.
Attacking into Fifth Brother.
Tech.
Grim has 4 damage down.
He does 4 damage.
Oh, where did there we go.
1 goes through.
Ooh. Well then.
No crits there.
Alrighty.
Just getting the one and the momentum. Yeah.
I agree.
Godliness just basically said, I am flabbergasted still. I mean, the fact that this game is just still going is unbelievable.
I don't have words.
So basically just completely, like, they're back to refreshing their decks, refreshing all their force.
This is the stuff.
So godliness, now we're back to godliness. He's going to get one momentum at the end of this turn. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, basically, a lot going on here. I mean, it's like, and he's doing a nice little pile shuffle, just trying to make sure he gets as much randomness going on as possible here.
They are
Another little shuffle. Offering the cut. Gets the tap. And he pulls Fifth Brother.
Interesting.
Going for the point. It is the 2-pointer that he's already controls.
Okay.
So it really comes down to what do you want to do with Fifth Brother here? I mean, like, or do you want to go ahead and put him in reserve? I mean, there is a line of play here that could potentially work. I don't know. Like, and I don't want to.
Yeah, because,
but I know Godliness is going to do his own thing here, so it's.
I'm gonna go look at that spot and see if I could figure out what is all going on in that back point.
But basically, yeah. I mean, it's he decides to, I guess, reserve and go. Yeah, decides to reserve Fifth Brother and goes with the Stormtrooper Sergeant. Got it. So yeah, basically we're going into Stormtrooper Sergeant now here. Stormtrooper Sergeant isn't going to be able to use its exornable advance because they are gone at this point in time. The bounty hunters are off the table, and that's primarily like the only ones that we're going to be able to utilize that ability. So they're gone now.
And Todd, why it was confusing? It's one of every clone. It's Rex, an ARF, and a 212.
Got it.
That's why we're having trouble. Oh, there. Man, the stamina required to go through this whole tournament and to be playing this tightly still after so much has happened.
Just the way the back and forth of this game as well. I mean, just looking at that momentum, just the struggle tracker just filling up with momentum, and it's unbelievable. Like just how back and forth this match has been going, and they're playing at a very, very fast pace for everything that's going on, trying to sit there and get a full win, like go get all the way to it. I mean, so yeah, and again, Alec he's hanging in there, just not able to sit there and go around the corner on this one. So 1 crit, that is going to turn to 3. So I think he's shooting. Yeah. So as he's shooting, it's going to turn into another crit and 2 hits, leaving a total of 4 successes.
That was quite the attack.
Yeah, so this is going to be his full tree because there's only 4 on there. They said he was going into Rex, I believe?
Yes, that's what I heard anyway.
So really it's a matter of, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go here. So he's trying to figure out what is the best course of action for what he's trying to do.
Yeah, forward assault is an interesting combat tree because you can start to go down, then hop back up, or you can go straight across the top, or you can start to go across the top and then drop down to the bottom. Like there's a lot of options here.
Yeah, so we know all the way across the top it looks like. So basically we're looking at a total of 5 damage. 4 recovers.
Whoa.
and an exposed, so now he is off the table as well. Yeah,
Wow, you do not see that happen very often. There's
just so much.
What I'm amazed about is this particular Republic list feels very aggressive. The way that Alec is utilizing his units is not what I expected.
And now Pon's coming into the game to play. But yeah, Stormtrooper Sergeant and the Bounty Hunters both off the table now. So now you're just looking at Inquisitor, Luke, who else do we have? Jango and Fifth Brother. So he just has 4 models total on the board.
Yeah, that's... Wow.
But he is back on his side. We are going to get another momentum. So 1, 2, 3. Basically, he is going to... Yeah, and Pons being the activation, it's... Go ahead and put Pons in reserve. Yeah.
That's what I was expecting.
And he gets a 212.
And so now we know the 212 are on both of the top points.
Correct. So not so fast does 3 damage.
Not so fast.
Next. Yep. 3 damage off that not so fast since the 212 are sitting there right next to Jango. Jango said, well, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you right now, kid, not so fast.
I mean, he's the daddy of all the clones, right?
He is. He's like, not so fast, youngin'. You come from my DNA.
The original OG?
The OOG.
The OOG.
So yeah, I mean, basically, this is man, I cannot get over how amazing this game has been.
Right.
There's the back and forth, and the amount of energy that they must be putting out just to like try and think through all of this. I know they're going to be just ready to just completely just melt after this game is done.
Oh yeah, the focus required to maintain this level of play is incredible.
All right. So basically, it's kind of like going through his lines of play, trying to figure out what is the best, if there is an out for this, because he basically is going to get a momentum after this. He needs to score 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He needs to score 4.
Yeah.
With that momentum, or find another way to get that second momentum and score 3.
Right.
Now he's checking back into his card here just to see if there's something that, like another ability that he might be missing with the 212. I mean, the 212s are pretty straightforward, though.
He's actually looking at Rex's. Remember Rex's ability, because
Got it.
It's the one where he does something when the clones. I'm getting tired, everybody. He has a thing.
So I'm always first kid, I think is
Yes.
what you're thinking of.
There we
He's
go.
not wounded, and within 3, one character in this unit will make a dash to make a 5 dice attack. So, I mean, and that's a pretty decent, like in this position, this late in the game, may be very pivotal. If he, I mean, and I believe Rex is in that big conglomeration up on the top right-hand corner. So you know you have a 212 that's going to be within a range of that.
Yeah.
They
hanging out.
He did just refresh his force, so other than the one that he spent to put Pons in reserve, he has 5 force at his disposal too.
6. Remember, Mace gives you that extra one.
Oh, that is correct. So 6 total. So I mean, definitely enough to do, I think, everything that they're wanting to do here. but really, I mean, it's like,
Calling it there. So even if he scores 2 points this turn, he's going to score.
Okay.
so basically, he couldn't find the out for it.
Yeah, so there's no scenario where his turn would get him past the middle, and then his next activation is Fifth Brother, and he wins the game.
Yeah.
Mission Critical.
So basically, there was a, for lack of a better way of putting it, a concede by Alec. It was, yep. So basically, it was Duncan just, there was no way, looking through every line of play with the 212, there was no way for him to actually get on his side of the board, get more than those 2 points. So basically, he realized that after that, it was going to be, the Fifth Brother was going to activate, going to be able to add an extra momentum, and all he needed to do was score 2 points, which he was easily going to be able to do with Fifth Brother, and because he already controlled another point. So basically just going through every line of play, just not finding that out, realizing it, and both players saw it, and basically the handshake, and that was about it. I mean, what? And thank you for watching the coverage of Adepticon 2024's premier Showdown event. This was round 4. Congratulations are in order to Duncan for his performance in this round. I do want to point out that both of these players did end up making the top cut from this round. It was well deserved but both of them did end up just having an amazing match. Being able to sit ringside and watch this one was a treat for sure. So congratulations to both of them, and we will have continuing coverage of the top 8 coming up in a few days. Thanks again for watching, and may the Force be with you.